Top 10 love stories in anime. Love stories in general tend to completely grab our attention and make us feel all kinds of emotions. They can be harsh, delightful, sweet, wholesome, or sometimes even lonely. But regardless of their nature, the fact remains that everybody loves themselves a good love story. Well then, let's talk about them. The top 10 love stories in anime. Number 10. The Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat. The protagonist named Yoto is a man with peculiar interests. He seeks to be seen as a pervert. However, whenever he tries to portray himself as such, the thing called fate does its thing, and all of his perverted actions end up getting interrupted as good intentions. If anything, it's plot armor at its best. Nobody knows the actual reason behind his perverted actions. Now, Yoto is a bit frustrated at how things never work out as he wants them to. He hears a few rumors about a cat statue that can get rid of someone's unwanted trait for them. Yuto decides to cash in on this and goes to that statue. Now guys, this anime is rather unusual in its approach to portraying high school romance, and it does with a solid cast of characters. Number 9. Real Girl. Here we have a wholesome and refreshing love story of two unusual individuals. There is Hikari, who has always lived a socially awkward life. He is content with it. He'd rather spend his time playing games and binging anime than engaging with his classmates. Well, his classmates ridicule him for how he spends his free time. He wouldn't want to be with them in the first place. Be that as it may, one fateful day, as he is giving the grueling task of cleaning the school's pool as punishment for not arriving on time, he finds the school's renowned beauty named Iroha Igarashi. However, he kept his distance because conversing with her will only make him stand out. But the man didn't know this is that once-in-a-lifetime encounter that will change his life for the better.
その男、誰？メイ。愛してる。え？
Number 8. Say I Love You. This one is a tale of two friends who gradually get closer in their relationship and attempt to learn the true meaning of the words I love you. We have a socially awkward girl named Mei Tachibana who was accused of the death of a class pet even though she had nothing to do with it. The blame came from her so-called friends, and seeing how superficial friendship can be, her heart sort of became skeptical of relationships altogether. But it begins to change when fate plays its hand and she encounters the popular guy, Yamato. He wants to be her friend, but she thinks that friendship doesn't hold any weight. However, when Yamato kisses her in order to get her out from a certain unpleasant situation, their love story finally begins.
さあ来い、私の運命。
遠路はるばるご苦労だった。世が太陽、リビウス一世である。
Number 7. The world is still beautiful. On a certain land, there exist two kinds of kingdoms, a kingdom where there is sunshine and a kingdom where the natives have the power to make the rain fall willfully. The king of the Sunshine Kingdom is an infamous tyrant who conquered the entire world in 3 short years. He comes to know about the Rain Kingdom and decides to marry one of their princesses. The princess, named Nike Remercier, is the one who has to become his bride. She has heard terrible things about the king, and she knows that if she doesn't comply with his wish, her kingdom's safety will be in jeopardy. So Nike braces herself for the worst and sets sail towards the Sun Kingdom. She knew not that all those terrible things she heard about the king are nothing more than rumors.
さあ行こう。丘の向こうを探しに。
ああ。
Number 6. Mayu, Arch Enemy and Hero. It's been 15 exhausting years since the war between the humans and the demons began. The hero finally gets tired of it and charges straight ahead to Demon Realm all on his own. Though, the moment he enters the castle, he is stunned to see just how much of a bombshell the Demon Queen is. He is rather flustered, but then she asks him for his help. The hero isn't all that cooperative considering how much of damage the war has caused over the years, but when he hears her out, he realizes that the queen is onto something. She relays her plan, and just like that, the hero is convinced. From there on out, both of them commit to stay together and aim for prosperous future for both of their nations. An interesting twist indeed. Alright guys, a quick question here. Who is your favorite heroine? I'm looking for ideas for my new YouTube videos, so your answers will be genuinely appreciated. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, it's a great way to earn some good karma from the universe, isn't it? Well then, let's get back to the list.
またデートしようね。
Number 5. Boarding School Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is by far amongst the most popular fictional couples of all time. Naturally, this old tale made its way into the anime medium, and this story was born out of it. There is a young boy named Romeo and a cute girl named Juliet. They both have a thing for each other. However, due to some unpleasant circumstances, they are supposed to be each other's enemies. But this isn't enough to break their love for each other, though before long, they'll have to come face to face with the overwhelming dilemma of falling in love with someone they weren't supposed to. This anime is still quite wholesome though, perfect for a Saturday evening.
へえしてるぞへえ
おならじゃないよ。絶対誰にも見せられない。
誰にもって俺に見せてるじゃん
いい子はいいの。
Number 4. A Lull in the Sea. Long before the present day, all humans lived under the water, but as time passed by and they came to know the thrill of living on the surface, some of them left the oceans permanently. And considering how all things have consequences, nature decided to strip them of the ina, which allowed them to breathe freely under the water. The story takes place in the present day. 4 young sea dwellers enrolled in a school on the surface. Little by little, their lives and the lives of those acquainted with them begin to change, and the thing called love is the root cause of it all.
さやくんってなんていい人なんだろう。嘘じゃないって信じてくれた。
Number 3. From Me to You. The main female lead named Sawaka Kuronuma has a supposed resemblance to the fictional character Sadako. This earns her the nickname Sadako, but considering how Sadako is an intimidating, malicious woman, people generally assume that same is the case with her, even though Sawaka herself is a shy and sweet lady. She wants to live a normal life and is somewhat interested in her lively classmate Shota Kazahaya. He happened to be the most popular boy in her class. She admires him for how easily he handles all the attention and secretly wants to be like him. This is not all. Every time she engages with Shota, she believes that she is changing for the better. I'd say if you want a slow-paced, wholesome romance to help you relax over the holidays, this is it.
今携帯ない？
あ、それじゃあこれ私の。
わかった。
あ、私手伝う。
Number 2. The Moon is Beautiful. Here we have another sweet and wholesome romantic tale. This one is about 2 middle school students though, their insecurities and the way they slowly got closer and closer to each other. It doesn't waste time doing anything else. There's still plenty of human drama though. As for the story itself, it's about Kotaro and Akane. At first, they are complete strangers, but after a few encounters, their hearts start speaking for themselves, and finally, when Kotaro braces himself to ask Akane a question, their quiet relationship finally turns into a romantic tale.
なんか会長見てると
やば。
危なっかしいんだよね。
寄るな。お前なんかの力は借りない。
Number 1. Maid-sama. This anime, in my opinion, the embodiment of why shoujo anime aren't only for girls. On the surface, there isn't much of a story, however, the slice of life element together with the endearing characters makes this story a gem of its own. The main female lead is the first ever female student council president of a school that just transitioned from all boys to co-ed. She is nicknamed the Demon President because of her harsh disciplinary style. However, Regardless of her intimidating persona, the president has a secret. She works part-time at a maid cafe to help her family make ends meet, and since she doesn't want her self-image to be tainted, she keeps this job of hers a complete secret. Though one day, a popular boy from her school, Takumi Usui, walks into the cafe and finds out her little secret. Now how will he use this secret to his advantage? I make Takumi sound like a bad guy. He really isn't. This event is just the solid beginning of an endearing love story. That's all, folks. Now guys, what do you think about these animes? Have you watched them? Are you planning on watching them? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Press that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and leave a comment saying I subscribe and I'll personally reply to your comment. And don't forget to answer my question from before. What is your favorite anime heroine? Well then, I'll see you guys on my next video.